Hi, my name is Maria Beatriz, and I'm going to present the biography of Marie Curie. Maria Salomea Sklodowska-Curie, better known as Marie Curie or Madame Curie, was born in Warsaw on November 7 in 1867. She was the French naturalizer, Polish physicist and chemist, a pioneer in the field of radioactivity. She was the first person to receive two Nobel Prizes in different specialties, physics and chemistry. She was also the first woman to hold the position as the professor of the University of Paris and the first to be buried with honors at the Pantheon in Paris in its own merits in 1995. Marie was the fifth daughter of the Blavatsky-Sklodowsky, a high school teacher in physics and mathematics, and Bronislawa Bugowska, a teacher, pianist, and singer. Marie had four older siblings: Sofia, Joseph, Bronislawa, and Helena. Her parents lost her properties and fortunes during the Polish nationality uprisings. This forced Marie and her brothers to a difficult struggle to get ahead. Along with her sister Helena Adela, Marie attended the clandestine classes offered at a boarding school in which Polish culture was taught. She was 10 years old. Maria Sklodowska attended the Jerzy Sostka boarding school. She then transferred to an institute for girls, from which she graduated on June 12 in 1883 with a gold medal. During his early years, although she did not come from a very wealthy family, she did have a great incentive and motivation for education and academic life. After the death of his mother and one of his sisters, family and economic difficulties never took away his desire of his study. Upon finished basic education, for the sole reason of being a woman, she was not allowed to access higher education. However, that did not intimidate her passion. She traveled to Paris to enter Sorbonne University and go to vacancy to study physics and mathematics, like her father. Meanwhile, she worked as governess to support herself. Finally, in 1893, Marie, who already phrased her name, graduated in physics with outstanding grades. A year later, she met her future husband, fellow physics and sciences, Pierre Curie. From she took her surname, and they have two daughters. Marie was the father, and went to a PhD. Marie was a very determined woman and willing to face the challenges that were imposed on her. For a reason, she was the first woman to receive a Nobel Prize and the second person to receive a Nobel Prize. She was not afraid of anything, and she was really like studying and read and learn your own in research a lot. Investigation into uranium radiation by the physicist Henry Becquerel and the discovery of X-rays by Wilhelm Röntgen helped Curie to choose the topic of her thesis, investigations into radioactive substances. Fascinated by advances in her wife's research, Pierre, her husband, decided to put her studies on magnetism to hold her in order to help her wife. Personally and professionally accomplished, Marie and Curie worked side by side in difficult conditions. In 1898, they announced the discovery of new elements, radium and polonium, both more activity than uranium. It was not until 4 years later that we're able demonstrate their finding. In 1903 was the year of recognition of his research. Marie Curie not only got her PhD but also received the Nobel Prize in Physics, along with her husband in Becquerel, for her research on radioactivity. Despite her importance, the University of Paris only appointed her husband in 1904 as academy professor, and 2 years later she managed to become a member of the French Academy. Later, due to a horse accident in which Pierre Curie lost his life, Marie held her husband's chair of physics at the Sorbonne. In this way, she not only became the first woman in a Nobel Prize, but she also positioned as a professor at the House of Studies. After the death of her husband, she decided to continue her investigations. She very soon discovered that radiotherapy could be a treatment against a cancer disease. This made Maria's experiments against following and become enormously popular. Thanks to this investigation, Marie Curie won her second Nobel Prize, this time in the chemistry category in 1911. Curie was not only a pioneering scientist, she also had a very important role during the First World War. In war period, she acquired several cars and portable X-ray machines to create radiological ambulances. Thanks to this, she managed to save the lives of many soldiers. Thus, Marie became the director of the radiology service of the French Red Cross. After the war, Curie returned her studies and was the past part of various scientific academies such as the National Academy of Medicine in France in 1922 and obtained a countless awards. Unfortunately, because the radiation to which she was exposed in her experiments, Marie Curie died on July 4 in 1934. In 1995, she was buried with honors at the Pantheon in Paris, along with the remains of her husband. Marie inspires us by the determination in everything she sought to get ahead and never gave up along the way. In addition to her studies, everything she discovered and invented helped humanity a lot. And this is all for the biography of Marie Curie. I hope you like, and thanks for watching.
One of the characters that caught our attention was Mahatma Gandhi. But really, who was he? He was born on October 2 in 1869, the product of 4 marriages of his father. At the age of 13, he married with Kasturbai, who was her same age, in a marriage arranged by her parents. And with one, he had 5 children. In his youth, Gandhi was a mediocre student and barely managed to pass 10 strengths exam in Mumbai. He studied law at University College in London, but after returned to India in 1981, he was unable to find job in law. Mahatma Gandhi is then the anti-colonial nationalist leader who fought for Indian independence from British after years of peaceful protests and civil disobedience. Gandhi helped achieve independence, finally in 1047. He is also known for this philosophy of non-violence resistance and inspiring civil rights movements around the world.
Gandhi was a pacific fighter and activist focused in a no-violence movement. He was a leader who could to combine Indian population to resist tyranny with massive civil defense without violence. He was the kind of person to inspire you to improve and fight for everything you wanna do. Gandhi is recognized like one of the biggest spiritual and political leaders of the 20th century. While he led national-scale campaigns about poverty mitigation, women's rights expansion, ethnic and religious harmony creation, he had been fighting to liberate Indian population foreign domain. I consider Gandhi is a master because although he isn't here among us, he has given us a peace and spirituality legacy. I think that is one of us wanna achieve a goal to be recognized like the best at what he does transcending time.